Hey y'all, meteorologist Sydney Goldberg here from the First Alert Desk. Happy Friday, and let me tell you, it's a really nice way to end the work week, right? We started off nice and cool, and this is what we look like outside right now on our Sky 9 camera. Blue, clear skies, sunshine. This is over downtown. I mean, fantastic way to end the work week, right? And the good news is, it does look like we're going to continue this weather right on through the weekend as well. Let me see if my computer will move. Oh. That is because we are on the wrong Max computer. Let me fix that really quick so we can see what temperatures are right now this morning. And even though it's warmer already, now that we're into the late morning, the low humidity is in place, so it still feels really nice if you are headed out the door. So right now, we're into the upper 70s here in Baton Rouge, as well as in Hammond, Gonzales, 77. A little bit cooler for our friends up toward the north in New Roads, mid 70s, low 70s up in Macomb. So yeah, it feels fantastic. Here's why. Our dew points are on the lower side. They're in the low 60s near and north of the interstate, but we're into the mid to upper 60s south of the interstates and closer to the coast, so not feeling quite as good closer to the coast this morning. But look at the difference just from this time yesterday. Our dew points are about 5 degrees lower for many places near the interstates, and so that's what's making for the really nice feel. Look at for our friends out towards our west, close to 10-degree difference in those dew points, so we're certainly feeling much better here in the state of Louisiana. Picture perfect weather is really just going to continue the rest of the day. Yes, we'll get warmer. Those afternoon temperatures should climb to the mid 80s for our afternoon high, but we've got nothing but sunshine, keeping it dry, and it'll feel really nice through the evening. So because the lower humidity is really continuing to seep in throughout the day today, it'll feel really, really comfortable once we get into those evening hours. As the sun sets, our temperatures will fall into the low 70s by 9 and back into the 60s, maybe even seeing some of those 50s once again tomorrow morning. So if you're out to live after 5, the New Orleans suspects are taking the stage. So at 5, it'll be into the low 80s and then steadily cooling into the mid 70s by the end. And again, the low humidity really going to feel nice, dry. Don't have to worry about that. But if you run a little bit chilly, you may need a light sweater or a jacket if you are headed out. Let's talk about the weekend. Weekend plans. South Carolina Gamecocks are on the road to Tiger Stadium, Death Valley. That's kicking off at 6:45 Saturday, and that'll be right when the sun sets. So we won't have to worry about the sun beating down on the fans. It'll feel really good as well. Clear skies, comfortable, mid 70s at kickoff, falling to the upper 60s by the end of the game, fourth quarter. So again, if you run chilly, you may even want to bring a light jacket with you to the game if you're headed out there. I wish I could say the same if you are headed to cheer on the Jags, which are on the road. They're going to Daytona Beach, Florida, which sounds awesome, kicking off at 2 p.m., but unfortunately we're seeing some unsettled weather over in Florida. So bring the rain gear if you are on the road to cheer on their friends and the Southern Jags. Temperature-wise, it'll be in the warmer side, upper 70s, but we will be dealing with scattered showers and storms throughout the game, unfortunately, over in Florida. Here's why. We have a stalled frontal boundary that's draped across the Florida Peninsula. That's what's bringing that unsettled weather. That's going to continue into the weekend. We could even see a low pressure developing that could bring impacts along the East Coast and all the way up to the Northeast as well. So I'll show you that here. Scattered showers and storms for Florida for the weekend. Then we could see an area of low pressure developing and even moving across the East Coast, which could bring coastal flooding impacts, heavy rain, and maybe even some issues all the way up into the Northeast by the beginning of next week. The reason why is because this trough of low pressure, that's what's bringing us the nice dry air from the north. But we could start to see that low developing on the east side of that trough, which could bring some messy weather, not only for Florida, but also for our friends along the East Coast as well. But that trough is what's bringing in that nice dry air, dropping our dew points, so it feels really lovely today. And man, guys, let me tell you, by the weekend, the nice dry air really settles in, so it's going to feel really, really nice for the weekend and right on through the first part of next week as well. So what that means is we're really going to feel it in our lows. So really nice, cool mornings in the upper 50s, and then we should warm just a touch by the time we get into next week, but still low 60s is right around normal for this time of year, so it'll still feel good right on through next week. All right, let's talk about the tropics. We have Tropical Storm Jerry still. As of this morning, winds are still sustained at 50 miles an hour, and it should turn up to the north later today and then move right back into the central Atlantic. So we will have to watch for impacts for Bermuda as we go into the weekend, but then it'll turn right back into the open ocean and weaken as it does so. So we're not too worried about Tropical Storm Jerry. And even though it is bringing some impacts to the islands, you can see here the Leeward Islands, It's a very messy storm, so it'll likely remain tropical storm for the next 5 days, not really looking to intensify much. This was kind of a surprise. This is subtropical storm Karen. This got the name yesterday. You can see that kind of clockwise spin here. This is not going to bother anybody. It's just going to continue up to the north, but it did get the name Karen, so Karen is now marked off the list. The next name is L, Lorenzo, and followed behind it, Melissa, the M name. But now that we're into October, the threat for tropical systems for our area is lessening each day as we continue through the month. But the really good news is that we have a fantastic 7-day forecast. We've got mornings in the upper 50s and then mid to upper 80s. That continues right on through the end of the work week, but with the low humidity in place, it'll feel really pleasant. Don't have to worry about the rain if you have plans this weekend, although we still are wanting some rain for some places. And so we'll talk more about the rest of today, the details into the weekend, and of course what to expect next week right on WAFB at the noon show coming up.